From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Thursday, December the 10th, 2020. We open with another historic announcement of normalization of ties between Israel and an Arab country. President Trump announced today that Israel and Morocco have agreed to normalize ties, making Morocco the fourth Arab country to normalize relations with Israel in the same number of months. The previous three, of course, being the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, and Sudan. Trump tweeted another historic breakthrough today. Our two great friends, Israel and the Kingdom of Morocco, have agreed to full diplomatic relations, a massive breakthrough for peace in the Middle East. The deal is said to include the U.S. agreeing to recognize Morocco's sovereignty over the disputed Western Sahara. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu thanked President Trump and the King of Morocco as he addressed the news at a candle-lighting ceremony at the Western Wall in Jerusalem tonight, marking the first night of Chanukah.
The people of Morocco and the Jewish people have had a warm relationship in the modern period. Everybody knows the tremendous friendship shown by the kings of Morocco and the people of Morocco to the Jewish community there. And hundreds of thousands of these Moroccan Jews came to Israel, and they form a human bridge between our two countries and our two peoples of sympathy, of respect, of fondness and love. I think that this is the foundation on which we can now build this peace. We'll resume liaison offices quickly between Israel and Morocco and work as rapidly as possible to establish full diplomatic relations. We'll also institute direct flights between Morocco and Israel and Morocco, giving this bridge of peace an even more solid foundation.
Jewish organizations welcomed the dramatic announcement as well. CEO of the American Jewish Committee, David Harris, tweeted, "The peace camp in the Middle East and North Africa continues to grow. Bravo to the leaders of Morocco, Israel, and U.S. for such extraordinary vision and courage," asking who will be next. Well, a disturbing report of antisemitism from Belgium. Police are looking for 4 men who took over the public address system on a train between Antwerp and Mechelen to spew hateful, racist messages against Jews. Mechelen is the city that the Nazis used to hold and deport the country's Jews to death camps in Poland, mostly to Auschwitz during the Holocaust. And the JTA reports that the suspects threatened to set off a bomb on the train unless Jewish passengers got off. The Belgian national railway company NMBS Transport, who condemned the incident, ordered its security services to find the perpetrators, which they have not been able to do as of yet. An investigation is ongoing. A statue of Anne Frank was vandalized here in the U.S. According to local KTVB, several stickers with swastikas and the message, "We are everywhere," were found on the Anne Frank Human Rights Memorial in Boise, Idaho, including one sticker which was placed over the world-renowned diary held by the statue. Local police are going over security footage to try and identify those responsible. Boise Mayor Lauren McLean said this is shocking and disturbing, and we know it does not reflect the values of our community. The local office of the Anti-Defamation League said they are in touch with Boise police, local synagogues, and the community to offer support. CEO of the ADL, Jonathan Greenblatt, said we must not let these vile acts deter us from speaking out in the face of hate. And the Wasmuth Center for Human Rights, who erected the statue back in 2002, shared the outpouring of support they have received from the community and wrote that in lieu of holding a vigil at the memorial, as some suggested, in light of the pandemic, they said, let us each stand up in our homes, neighborhoods, schools, and places of work when we hear words that demean or marginalize members of our community. Let us each stand up and be a force of goodness. Let us stand together as a community of compassion and kindness. And the center also shared photos of the statue last night now covered in flowers and signs, including one that reads, "I am my sister's keeper," and another responding directly to the hateful slogans used in the vandalism reading, "We are everywhere. We choose love." Israel's President Reuven Rivlin shared his best wishes on the first night of Chanukah tonight, where he spoke of the difficult challenges this year has held in the face of the coronavirus pandemic.
The virus has forced us to stay apart, although in our hearts we feel closer than ever. Chanukah shows us that when we stand together, we are strong. May the lights of Chanukah bring light to all the Jewish people, wherever they are. Happy Chanukah. Chanukah Sameach, as we say in Hebrew. And Shalom. Shalom to all of you, and happy Chanukah from Jerusalem.
Taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Thursday, December the 10th at 7 o'clock, it's Talmud Study. At 8, Ken Spiro speaks about the wonder of Jewish history. At 9, Mark Golub sits down with cast members of the hit Amazon series, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, including the show's star Rachel Brosnahan, as well as Alex Borstein, Michael Zegan, and Maren Hinkle. Then at 10 tonight, join us for our Chanukah candle lighting tonight on JBS with Dr. Ruth. At 10:30, it's the Jake Ehrenreich Show with Marilyn Michaels and Alan Dershowitz. And coming up next, Shachar Azani speaks with Odelia Fitoussi, whom, if you recall, we reported to you about last week when she became the first Israeli to be elected to the United Nations Committee on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. And that's the JBS News Update for Thursday, December the 10th, 2020. I'm Teisha Bader. Stay healthy, stay well. Happy Chanukah. Chag Sameach.